Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. What you want to talk about? Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. Kitchen talk, Lisa Lowe, JT and friends. Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. What you want to talk about? Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. Kitchen talk, Lisa Lowe, JT and friends.
Lisa Lowe, JT and friends. Y'all ready to cook up some conversation? Come on.
Kitchen talk.
Let's talk.
All right, we are back in the kitchen talk CTC.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's been a minute since I seen you people. Well, you know, we'll see y'all, but I see y'all.
Welcome back. We are in the building. We just waiting for Lisa and we're waiting for JT. And we may have some other guests that comes on tonight. But tonight, every time we see you, Ms. Black, we know we're going to get into the current events. And there's a lot for us to talk about.
They just been acting up in the world.
What?
Put down somewhere. It's still around. COVID's still down somewhere.
They got another version now. So we're going from the world news to local news tonight. So
I'm ready for local. Local getting off the channel.
That local tea ain't no joke. Right now.
That local tea something awesome.
That local tea is no joke.
I got diabetes behind the local tea. It's just that sweet.
Oh, but on a larger scale, you are right. The coronavirus has now turned into the new form. It's called Omicron. So it's crazy.
Glad it's no longer Delta.
Well, the more they add to it, the longer it goes. So you just happy that Delta not in it no more.
Well, you know, I'm like, push that ain't nice. Push it out the way. That ain't nice.
Oh God. So, you know, they got some new mandates in place in terms of travel.
Yes.
So that is what kind of it's wild. The United States now has it where if you're traveling outside the country, you got to do your COVID test the day of, 24 hours.
24 hours.
That is, I'm surprised they didn't do that earlier, though, to be honest with you.
You know, I'm going to always say this, and this is my opinion, people. That money starts slowing up. They got a little lax. Now is people still want to travel. The travel industry is starting to boom again. You know, we know it's out there. We know it's another variant out there. We just give them 24 hours. And I could just be in and got it before I got tested. What is 24 hours going to do?
Well, you can't. And that's the thing. I think they should have. I think it's a good idea, but you have to put things in place. Now it's going to cost you more, especially if you have to pay for the test. Luckily, we, you know, in America, most of the tests are free for us. But when you go to these other countries, you got to pay for the test.
Ooh.
You got to pay for the test. Yeah,
I guess if I have to go somewhere, my thing is even, you know, they're giving away free, you know, to get the home test.
Yep.
If I would travel out the country, right? There are some home tests where you can test and it tells you the different strands. If you have COVID, the different strands. I've been seeing them advertise it on TV. My thing is this: if you're going to travel, and everybody want to travel because the world is opened up.
Right.
Take a test or two with you. Still use precautions.
Well, not
so
necessarily.
You are not getting. I would take me a test with me. If I'm
I
going
would too. I would agree with you. I would too. I think, but you still have countries that are locked down now. Africa is locked down.
Africa locked down because isn't that where Omicron started?
No, that's what they saying. But you see,
I'm going with the street committee now. You gotta roll with the street committee. Sometimes they sound accurate.
It's not accurate. It's not accurate.
Well, Street Committee, y'all were wrong on this.
They're wrong. They're wrong. But see, people just come up with everything. It came from Africa. It came from China. It came from here. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Why it always got to come from Africa, though? I just want to pinpoint that.
Africa
Africa don't have everything. No, just leave it alone. Africa and China. They don't like us too well. But anyway, let's move along.
So, well, before we go through that, I do want to put out this, that when you do travel, there are other countries that are actually, like if you go to certain hotels, the hotels will have a test where you can take the test at the hotels. Because I know there's a lot of people that are getting ready to travel.
I want to
get out. Yeah. So, if you're going out of the country, just check your hotel wherever you're staying and find out if they have
I'm not going out the country. I'm just going 4 hours down the road.
Oh, you don't need no test.
No. I'm not leaving the country.
Though. Yeah. I think you should still get tested.
I do. I do. My thing is, I don't want to go out the country. It's too much going on. You see Russia acting a fool. You can't go nowhere. Every time you turn around, somebody want to go in the war. Nobody have time for that. Stay in the United States. In case anything happen, I'm already at home.
Oh man, and I feel bad because there's people who are stuck in Africa right now.
Yeah,
they cannot come back because it was they got the shutdown right now. So you cannot
come back. Just think about all those professors throughout the United States that work at universities.
Yes,
that went home to Africa. Now they're stuck. Yes. Now they're stuck. They cannot come back. All the ones that's doing research, they're stuck. Yes. They can't stay. See, I know you want to visit home sometime, but sometimes it ain't good now.
Well, no, even some of them who went on for work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even the ones that's there for work doing research, they can't come back.
Can't come back.
You stuck. I would be stuck at the airport waiting.
It's crazy.
I would be stuck at the airport waiting for them. Can I please go home?
And I think there's some things that they could do, like you could test them right on site. And if you pass the test, you could go ahead and get on the flight.
You need a rapid test.
Yeah. Why not? Why not give them both tests so that they could get on the plane? There's no reason to hold me back. Oh man, I was thinking of Rick Ross right there. No reason to hold me back.
Hey.
Lisa,
Lisa. Y'all, I don't have no kids tonight. Yes.
What? No kids?
They all on lockdown. They all on.
I can't believe it.
I'm just probably gonna be for a little while.
Yeah, enjoy it while you can. It's the holiday season. They all gonna come back. They always come back.
I promise not today. How you been, Lisa?
I've been good. How you?
I'm doing all right. We talk about traveling and Corona.
Right. Yeah, I heard y'all talking about traveling and the Corona and the Omicron and all of that. Yeah.
People won't sit down. People won't sit down. They won't sit down in the United States. I don't understand why they won't.
Because when somebody it's like you run, you do, and you be like, dog, I need a day off. I just want to sit down and want to sit in my house. Well, then the world gets shut down and now you want to be outside. Anytime you always want to do what you can't do, what they say you can't do.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's just a thing. So we've been shut down since March of 2020.
Yep.
And now it's like, well, this little person say we could go out, so I'm gonna go outside.
We might get shut down again before March of 2022.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be shocked. Would not be shocked at all.
I honestly don't think that we would shut
you
down.
You think we're gonna lose all that money again? Do you
honestly want to shut down again?
No.
I don't know what would have to happen for us to shut down again, but I don't see us shutting down again.
When people start dying again.
No, they don't care about nobody dying.
They still dying.
But you know what's helpful though is that a lot of us are getting vaccinated. So that to me is a good sign. There's a lot of people who are getting vaccinated. We need more to help out with this piece. So, and then too, now you got the kids who are getting vaccinated. So I think that's going to be a big boost into keeping at least America safe. You know what I mean? So we got to do our part. At least if that's all you have to do, just get it done. Get it done.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get that needle.
Well, it's still kind of
It's a first line defense.
As a person that took a minute to get the vaccine,
Yep.
I understand the hesitancy. I wholeheartedly get it. And then the other part is my reasonings for getting it, like they don't really hold up right now, because it's like you could still get COVID and you could still pass it along.
But you're not going to die from it. That's the main thing right there. You're not going to die from it. And those who don't have it, they have a higher chance of dying.
True, I get
And
that.
that's
But
probably the biggest thing right there.
I get people's hesitancy. That's all I'm saying.
And I get it too. You know, you will have a choice, but again, that choice also affects a whole lot of other people. A whole lot of people. It's affecting the world at this point. So
you know what's up?
What's up?
That?
You know what's sad? It's people that was addicted to heroin in the 80s, and now they don't want to get the COVID shot. Talking about this. Like,
why you stepping on people's toes? Why are you stepping on people's toes?
Now they don't want to get that.
I don't want to shoot up in the 2000s. I shot up in the 70s.
You've been shooting up. You're still shooting up.
I don't want to shoot up now.
They're talking about needles.
It is a kind of an oxymoron, right? Like you putting all this other stuff in your body anyways.
That's why they're immune. That's why they want to do it. They're immune. They got everything floating around.
Well, they ain't got to really worry about it, right?
They got everything floating around in their body.
They was sitting in front of a broke TV like Cousin Gator on Jungle Fever. Talk about that. They don't like needles though. Come on,
now. They don't like needles.
They don't like needles.
They scared, but that's why it might put them in a situation. Now, listen, I'm just saying. Some of them who are clean, it might put them back in a state of wanting to go get high again, feeling that needle again, like they used to do it like every day, like them real junkies and
junkie.
They don't want to go back to that. So they just refuse because they say they're scared of the needles. They built up a fear that they might go back to being a junkie.
They might go back.
In other news,
in other news,
talking about news, your boy Chris Cuomo, fired.
Cuomo, yeah.
Y'all leave Cuomo alone. He had to help his brother.
So what happened? So I'm not really well versed on this one, y'all. So why did they fire Chris Cuomo?
Because he helped his brother. He was giving his brother advice. See, he was giving his brother advice on how to handle the case or them cases or whatever. And I don't think they like that.
No,
how to handle his sexual harassment case.
Correct.
Yeah. And he probably felt like some of them his brother didn't sexual harass him. Then he come up with a sexual harassment case. I'm like, what? How convenient.
Well, how convenient. He was doing too much and he was talking too much. And anytime you talk too much against
they're gonna go
leadership,
yeah,
they're gonna find something.
That's why I say, now he has a case. Oh, how convenient.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he had a case.
Yeah, they said something about somebody sexual allegation came up against him.
Against Chris Cuomo?
Yeah, and even though he was helping his brother. Now the news from Channel 7, CNN, Fox. Everybody got something to say. Good Morning America. The Good Morning Show.
Good Day Live.
I don't.
So was he giving them like inside information or withholding information or something? Saying,
I don't know. They just said
this was gonna come out about you, so go ahead and get ahead of the story.
And that could have been it, but they said that he was providing his brother with information, assisting his brother in the investigation about his brother, and he was talking to him. You're right, he was talking too much. Because that's natural. That's natural for you to stand up for your sibling. That's natural for you to help your sibling. They do it all the time.
I thought it was also because he didn't want to provide information.
Oh, as a journalist.
Correct, as a journalist. Because
So
he
he
knew
gotta
some
tell on his
stuff, but he
brother.
didn't want to share it.
But you know what?
Go ahead.
But you know what? They might have.
Did we lose her?
I think
Kim,
so.
you frozen.
Yep, she's
Try-
frozen.
I didn't get.
Oh, she in the water now.
He wanted to do a story on his brother, and he wouldn't do it.
Oh, well,
I was froze. Was y'all froze?
No,
you was froze, Kim, not us.
But guess what? And on my end, y'all was froze. So I was like, okay, we freezing up here.
So, okay, so if they want him to do a story on his brother, which is a conflict of interest, I think. Yep, family first. Hey, Mr. Bruce.
First fam. You already know. First fam.
So, why would you even ask him to do a story on his brother?
Ratings.
It's the hot topic. It's the hot topic.
Ratings.
Yeah, it's the hot topic. We want to know. And if you got some information,
but you're not gonna be objective like that.
Correct.
Speaking of that,
you're gonna try to paint that in the best light that you can if it's your brother.
Go ahead, JT. You was about to say something?
Oh, go ahead, JT.
Speaking of helping people out with information. So my man Don Lemon might lose his job because he's passing on some information to freaking Jussie Smollett, who brought his name, who Nino Brown, this cat, in the court of law, just brought his name up in his trial after this man really tried to help you out.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude.
They're doing the absolute most.
Yeah.
I can't believe he did that, though.
Yeah, I just saw that he was found guilty, which is like, wow.
Yeah. Now people are calling for Don Lemon's job at CNN.
And I don't think he should get fired. Nah, Don Lemon went to just help. He just helped somebody out who needed help. He didn't even know. None of us knew.
Right.
So,
you was believing what Jussie was saying.
Right.
And didn't know Jussie was lying.
Correct.
At first.
So they can't be calling for John. He does a great job on CNN. They don't need to call.
But y'all got to look at the larger picture here. First of all, these men, Chris Cuomo and Don Lemon, was calling President Trump out. Period.
What?
Oh yeah. Straight up.
We did see that.
Just from the jump, from whatever.
Oh yeah.
And so this is just the after effect of that. You're gonna get up at that position.
Well, again, that's why it's important for people, the people with some common sense or some good sense, to stand up, because there's a lot of crazy folks out there, right?
Oh yeah.
And they like to talk their trash, cut people down. They'll do whatever. Once Trump didn't make that cut, everybody who went, he probably got a list. I'm giving all of y'all, because you said blah blah blah. Any little thing, he's probably gonna try to retaliate in some.
Taking them one
Ain't
by
no problem
one.
retaliating. He's retaliating. Money make you do some things, and he still has plenty of it. So money make you do some things.
He ain't got no money, girl.
He got some money.
I think the retaliation is not just with him. It's like even with the people who really believed in what he was doing.
Yeah.
That's kind of the hard part. And this is Trump as a businessman, right? So a lot of the stuff he was doing, people believed in it until they found out he was a crook. They fell into it, and then it was too late for them to get back.
And they still believed in him, even when they found out he was a crook.
That is the ability of a con artist.
Run.
You fall into it so deep, you don't know that you in it, and then by the time you find out, it's too late. They done took your money, like the university he started, the steakhouse. They done took their money from that. Now these people trying to take out Trump Towers. They don't even want.
Yeah,
his
they don't
name
even want
on
Trump Towers
because they know it's a bust.
Trump University. What your GPA had to be to get in?
2.5. No, GPA a
Green,
0.57. Hey, 0.57.
It had to be green. Yeah, it had
Right.
to be 2.5. You
Right.
just green. You got green. You come on.
My
Right.
thing is, did he even go to high school?
Yeah.
How you got a
So-
university?
You ain't have to take the SAT or the ACT to go to Trump
Right.
University.
None of that.
And a lot of the people who paid for it, they are literally upset because they paid for it. They fell for the con.
But
And
it
that's
wasn't.
what-
Was it even accredited?
No.
Nah.
It was
Hey,
just the
listen.
simple fact that it was Trump University.
Correct.
And now who got Trump?
But you know what?
Correct.
Hey, I need to throw
If
y'all
you
back.
all go back and look at like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Living Single, and it's a few more. They said Trump name more than 50,000 times
Man,
Because
they used
he
to
was-
be
he was
Trump
funneling
made
their
a
money.
billion.
during that time. Trump
Mhm.
even had a guest appearance on
Yeah.
Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
He was
Listen.
money make you young.
Or the appearance of.
Yeah,
And that's
the
all you
appearance of-
need. And then again, we live in a world now where I could just flash something on screen and you think it's real,
Right.
right? So with the filters and all this other stuff on these kids don't
messing people up with them filters. Ooh.
you don't even know what reality is. You living in whatever reality they decide that you should
Right.
be living in.
That's it
Right.
at that time.
And that's what we need to be at. That's why it's so important for us to, again, educate ourselves, educate our communities, and still keep that stay grounded. We need
Hey,
to stay grounded.
Hey, I'm sorry, I got to take y'all back real quick. In order to get into Trump University, you had to have at least a 600 on the CAT, the CAT exam, back in the day that we had to take back in the day.
Oh my God.
The CAT exam.
The CAT exam that they stopped even using.
Yeah, you
They
remember
stopped even using it.
the California achievement test that we had to take in Florida?
Right.
Craziness. Craziness. Again, it's a money game. It's a money
So
game.
do you guys think that the news was getting too real and the journalists were speaking their mind too much?
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
the Don
they're
Lemon and the
journalists.
Chris Como. And maybe not so much Trump getting back at them, but just the journalism kind of world, because I need you to spin this narrative,
No,
not your own.
I don't think so. Because
No?
again, people are paying for both sides of the coin. They're paying for both sides of the coin. They want to have that drama. They want to hear this side versus that side. Again, when you bring about unity, that's what we don't want to happen, right? For me, that's why they killed MLK. Once you start bringing more people to be unified and to come up with one push, oh no, we don't need that. We need separation and division. So if we could separate you by color, we'll do that. If we could separate you by beliefs, we'll do that. If we could separate you by political views, we're going to do that because, again, either side of the coin, I'm going to win.
But also to me, though, I get what you're saying. But to me, it was like they were opening up minds and conversations
They were.
that the powers that be don't want people to have.
But see what you just said? Think about all the minds who are not opened, who are still not open.
I get
So
that.
just even listening to what you have to
But
say.
minds were being open that may have been closed before.
That was
I don't know.
And we can't have that.
No.
You
Which
can't have y'all acting like y'all know something.
which is why we have said this a couple of times, that the media plays a very vital role in how people process stuff, how
Exactly.
people think.
What they
So if you
believe.
look back to the Selma march, a whole bunch of folk came out because they saw what they did
On
on
TV.
TV.
Correct.
When
Correct.
we look at George Floyd,
Yeah.
there was a whole uprising because we couldn't turn our faces and we couldn't pretend like we don't know no more.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
Right.
that's what I mean about journalism. So now you're not just getting the pictures of what we see, you're getting journalists who have a large platform and are speaking their mind. They're not just speaking facts.
I think you're getting that, but you're also getting a new age where journalism
And that's
is
what I'm
happening
saying.
before it
are
gets to
getting
the
that.
news station.
Yeah,
So
that we
that's
are
like-
getting that. So is that the problem? Is that why we're getting rid of the Don Lemons and the Comos?
I don't think so. I think their thought process is still very valid, and people still listen to it and still gain information from there. But the what's the name of the thing that they get the news? Not World Star. They get their news. The news people even get their news from them. Like
Shade Room.
The Shade Room is another one. World Star, Shade Room, but there's another one that everything that comes out, they get it first. They normally get it first. And that's because people are putting that stuff out from their phones. So the news is coming to us faster from the world than it is from the news station.
Mm-hmm.
But people are still
most of the time the news stations jump on it after it has already been reported.
Correct. You remember they had to do that for Kobe. When Kobe had died, they what's the name of that platform? They asked the platform to wait and not say anything because the family didn't even know that Kobe had died.
Yeah.
And see, that's how fast the information is coming because it don't even hit the news station first. It is coming fast. It's gonna bug me all night. Hopefully one of our audience members could help me out with this. It's not a World Star. It's not. It's they even have a YouTube channel.
Ooh,
yeah, I don't know
what that is.
Okay.
Yeah, they got everything that come out. They put it out first.
Oh, okay. So while you look that up, I gotta do a little bit of a commercial.
Hey y'all.
Little bit of a commercial. So my social services org, Victory House Community Resource Center, is doing Shop with a Boss. And so this is where we gather youth throughout the community and we give them a $100 shopping spree. And so my call now is for bosses. So here is the flyer. We need bosses. We have 55 youth right now, and we need bosses to sign up. It is just a willing heart, willing hand, and $100, and you could really make a child's Christmas better this year. And we know that we are in some kind of tough and crazy and challenging times. And so these are folks that otherwise may not have such a good Christmas. It's hard to tell a child just to be grateful for the day. You know, they want a gift. Their friends got a gift.
No, it's not hard to tell them. It's hard for them to understand.
Well, but you know what? It's hard to tell them too. I remember when I was little having that talk with my mom, like, I don't have a whole lot and I want to try to do this. I can only imagine from a parent standpoint, you want to give your child a world and you can't, and then you have to, come up with, it's better to give than to receive, which it is. But I imagine that could be kind of tough to try to explain to a 7-year-old whose neighbor next door riding on a new bike today, and they didn't have nothing to open up.
Well, see, that's the problem, because again, we live in a capitalistic society, and again, we're being programmed that we need a bike.
You know what?
You need
all
to be
of
happy. You got a house.
That friends, all of that is fine and dandy. And I'm not saying that people don't give their children values and whatnot.
You got
I'm not saying that, but you have grown.
You got clothes.
You have
on your
grown
back,
to a place where you can understand that.
Society has set it up that you need
when
to
you get
a gift. Go ahead, Miss Black. You underwater.
Have some children.
Oh, you talking to me? Have some children?
Get some children.
Listen, for my nieces, nephews, cousins, godkids, they know. They get an educational stuff every year, because you get books, you get stuff from me all year round.
But
so
the point is, you get them something.
You're going to get something.
But that's the point.
You get them
something. Every day you
it might not be what they want. You get them something.
The point is,
it is.
That's on Christmas Day, they have something to
open up something. That's right.
That's the point. Anywho, we know what society is.
Moving right along.
Right, that part.
We're gonna take care of your kids. Look, we're gonna take care of these kids.
If you can, if you will, there's a registration link. I posted it on our social media page. I'll post it again tomorrow. If you would sign up to be a boss, it won't take that much of your time. It's going to be a wonderful event on the 18th. So that is one of the advantages of having your own show. You get to do commercials when you want to. So
use it.
I need to know about the plumber who found the money in the wall at the church. What? He found the money in the wall at the church.
600 of them things in the wall at
$600,000.
600,000 of them things at Joel Osteen Church.
Checks and cash at Joel Osteen's church.
Oh, that's what that Joel Osteen thing was about.
Yeah. Man, you think I would have been? Hey, listen here. I would have been like, I would have been like, God, then bless me. Thank you, Lord.
I don't have to be a plumber right now. I can get my own business.
Yes. I will be plumbing for me.
So do you think that it was one of the people who was entrusted to count the money that took that money?
Well,
hey, listen. The insurance had them paid them off for that money. That money, all that stuff was missing.
Mm-hmm. It was money that came up missing.
Yeah, they paid that. Yeah, they paid that.
Yeah. And so now they want to know, is this that money?
Somebody was coming back to get that.
It's that money.
They sure was coming back to get it.
And then it's stuff.
Okay,
this was my whole thing with that.
Uh-huh.
Wait a minute, Lisa. My whole thing with that. Why did he feel that he needed a public recognition for turning in that money?
Well,
he probably thought he was going to get a reward.
Why did he feel that?
Yeah, they gave him 20 grand.
They gave him some money.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
But he also wanted to be acknowledged.
Not
publicly.
But he wanted to be acknowledged by the church. He didn't necessarily want to be acknowledged by the public.
So he wanted to say, "Hey, church, I found this." But again, although he found it, he didn't find. They still don't know who put it there.
Deacon Jenkins.
We ain't talking about
Ain't no Jenkins at Osteen.
I don't think Osteen did it. I don't think Osteen did it.
I'm not saying
It doesn't
OC
matter who
did it.
put it there. At this point, they've been paid for it. It doesn't matter who put it there. My whole issue is why he made a big to do about they didn't mention it in church, and because you stupid.
You
Guess what, buddy?
With you, right?
You
Hey, I
stupid.
would have turned the money in. I found $2,000 in the wall, and you know, I don't know how I got there, but all $2,000 I found, I'm
And these-
turning it in.
No, here it is. Here go these $2,000 and these checks.
Right.
Yeah, and
He
these
can't-
checks.
Part is, why
See, he
was
can't
it
do nothing
in
with
the-
the check.
Why out of all the walls do they have? Because it's a big church now. This is the basketball arena. Out
Right.
of all the walls, it's in the bathroom walls. That just kind of get me. Like you
Because
could
that's probably
The
the
last few
easier
days.
one to take apart and to put back together.
maybe. That's
Because
crazy.
because of the piping or whatever. I mean, I'm not a contractor. I don't know nothing about building no house. I did help with Habitat for Humanity one time, but that was just corking stuff.
I think it might have to do with cameras.
Hey, I would have been in
Well,
that joint.
that too.
I would have been
But
in that
that's
joint
if
like
they had cameras in the room.
I look at
I know that ain't what I think it is right there. Nigga, is this money?
Hey,
So dumb. You are so dumb. You are so
JT.
dumb right now.
JT would have gave a yes, Lordy. Yes,
Hey.
Lord. Thank
Hey, I would have been running that bit with the light off.
So here go my other question. Who would have gave all of it back?
I had to pray on it.
you. Pray on it.
Hey,
your
Yeah,
prayers
one
was
thing.
answered. That's the problem.
Listen,
You was
I'ma
already
walk-
praying for this thing to come. It came
I'ma rock
to
and
you.
I'ma
It's
pray.
a wall. And then
Because
the
I'ma
Lord
walk
said
to
it is
No.
yours. And you still
Because I'm gonna be
talking
like,
about-
Lord, is this just a small blessing, or you got another blessing bigger than
Oh,
this one? If I
Lord.
get him about this money, Lord, if I really gonna get anything, what if I turn it in? They'll give me nothing. I'm gonna be a fool. I'm gonna have to pray on it.
My prayers was answered that day, and,
Exactly.
and that would have been my last plumbing job at that facility.
Yeah.
Call
You know
me
what,
back.
man?
I'm sending one of my associates.
Hey, JT, where you going? You ain't done with the job yet. You know what, man? I got to go make a run real quick. I'll be right back. I'll finish the job, but I got to go make a run real quick. So y'all let me listen. That day, I'm gonna come
That
back
day.
to the job.
That day.
That day right there. Hey, listen.
So what you would have did? Just threw the checks away?
Hey, I can't do nothing with these
Yeah.
checks. They can get the checks.
Not a thing. Half of them accounts closed. They ain't got no money in them. Just put them on in the garbage.
Might as well. That's a blessing. That's a blessing to the people who wrote the checks, because
I
ain't
know.
nobody had to cash them. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna have to pray on it. Lord, you
let
know
me
my
tell you,
heart.
It
Look,
remind me of the
Lord,
As
you
I'm
know my-
depositing that money into my account, I am praying on it.
Lord, you know my heart. All I'm gonna say is, Lord, you know my heart.
Hey,
Lord, you know my heart.
Okay, so now here go the other question. Would you tithe on it?
might as well.
what? That's a blessing right there. That
Hey,
gets that
I'd be so
10%.
bold. I'd be so bold. I tithe on the say, the Lord bless me, and I'm gonna bless y'all. Lord knows my heart.
Come on now, Lisa. You know you're gonna get your 10%. Come
gonna
on
get it.
now.
'Cause,
You-
Lord, I thank
that's
you.
why I said, why I gotta pray on it again. I already prayed for it.
Pray-
You
yeah.
brought it to me.
That's my unexpected blessing.
Oh Lord, thank you.
Look, instead of checks in the mail, checks in the wall.
Checks in the
Lord.
wall.
Hey, unexpected deposits. What? I'm for it.
It reminded me of the story on Will Smith. Jaden told his dad on the movie. What's the name of the movie? Where him and his son played in it together.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness. And he told his dad a joke. He said, God, I asked you to send me help. I was drowning. I needed a boat. And he said, I sent you a boat. You didn't pick it up. And then I sent you another person to help you, and you didn't take it. I sent you another person to help you. You didn't take it. So now you died. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He done sent me this blessing, and you think I'm going, Lord, I hear you in your house.
In your house.
In your house. I hear you.
What do you say? I'm already in position.
In position, Lord.
No place I'd rather receive blessing.
Blessings on blessings. I would give the 10% right back to.
I would. Look, right then and there. Okay, I need to. Y'all give me my. I'm gonna bless the church today.
Today.
Today, I'm gonna bless the church today.
Oh Lord, I was like, that is some craziness right there.
Oh,
No, that wasn't no crazy. That was foolish.
hey.
JT, what's going, man? You the only plumber we got. I got to run to the bank real quick. I got just I like the old people used to say, I got to go see a man about a horse real quick.
I got
you.
Man, I would have been out of there so fast. Come on now, Lisa. Come on now. What about the people? They had a truck, a money truck, that flipped over on the highway.
And money was everywhere.
Money was everywhere.
They was trying to find them people
everywhere that money would have been, I would have been. You know what I'm talking about?
But the problem was the people pulled out their phones and put it on social media. And they out here, and the police started rounding them up.
Yep.
Boy, that would have been a drive-by.
It was out on the floor. It was on the ground. We ain't stole nothing. I'm just being, that's what the people were saying. They ain't stole nothing. It was on the ground.
It was on the ground. It was on the ground.
Yep, I remember hearing about that.
So I was like,
wow. What really made him turn it in though? That's really honest of him.
That was God. God knows my heart.
So there's a lady.
He'd know mine too.
She had, the bank made a mistake and put, I think, something like $1 million, $2 million in her account.
Yeah, I'd have been drawing that out.
She took that money out so fast.
It wasn't her mistake. It was the bank mistake. They got to eat that on the insurance. If she went through and closed her account,
the bank want their money back.
They want their money back.
Why you want it back? You made a mistake and put it in my account. I ain't asked you for that.
You knew that wasn't your money.
She is
they
in
want
jail.
Their money back.
But what law say I got to turn the money in? Show me that in the books.
She's in jail right now.
If they put the wrong money in my account, I got to give it back.
It's the same thing. If you made a mistake,
knew that wasn't your money.
If you made
they knew it wasn't my money when they put it in now. They know I've been pulled paycheck to paycheck for them.
Yeah.
They see your account every
month. I tell you, if I see a mistake in my check, I'm calling. I'm sorry. I'm calling. Yes.
Listen, I got one thing.
I'm calling because here's one reason I'm calling. I know it ain't mine.
Right.
Number two, y'all gonna realize y'all mistake and come back and get y'all money.
Right.
I don't need you to come back and get your money when I need my money. So that's why I say something.
Yeah. So what if
when you find out your mistake down the road and I got to pay my rent and you decide
take my check, deposit.
Yeah, no.
And they've done that.
You could go to another bank, right?
No.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you about the new system.
I'm saying like my paycheck. Like if they make that mistake.
But let me tell you about the new banking system. If, like, say for instance, the bank that made the mistake and you're gonna close out your account and run with the money, they got this thing called Checkmate or something like that, to where they put your social security and stuff in and it lock it down to where you can't get another account. Yeah, so it will behoove you to get them people their money. You might want to pinch off. You can pinch off it. Look, pinch off it a little bit. Well, you know they won't kill you when they take your check. They're gonna pinch off it a little bit.
Listen, if you have $5 million in cash, do you think you need a bank account?
Really? Hey, My grandma say that mattress still work for something.
Exactly.
Hey, flip it up and cut the slit in it. Cut the slit and put it down up in there up in the frame.
You become the bank. You become the bank. You don't need the bank. You become the bank. See, that's the problem right there. That's the problem. Anyways,
who use cash anymore, friends? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. It's called powder for a reason. These people who make a lot, they call it powder. And when things get tough, they got that powder. If the country falls today, they got the powder because that's cash becomes king again.
Yeah.
Cash is king. Don't let people fool you, man. If you got to have that cash. Green changes things, man. So this paper, you need that cash. On to talking about cash.
Talk about what?
Don't do it, friends. Don't do it.
You finna be nasty.
This that local tea right now, man. So
look at Kim's face.
We like you. I can't even get it out right. How you got $27 million
to go to the boosters, not the school
itself. To build a stadium that's already built. That's already a good stadium. It's like you have a great stadium already, and you're like, nah, it's not good enough.
And y'all ain't winning.
No, but the thing is that the ladies they tired of sitting in those seats.
Oh man!
I want to say y'all ain't putting nobody in them seats the last 3 seasons.
No,
listen, the stadium is empty. What y'all want to build more seats for?
So,
come on now.
Seats that ain't even been touched.
How much was given to FAMU?
Don't even go there. They gave FAMU, I believe, $3 million.
I thought it was 10.
It was a 10. I thought it was 3.
3.
Okay, to keep it in the middle, we're gonna go 3 to 10.
It's still not enough. Not enough.
And then you want to take and wipe out all of it for FSU?
Mind you, FAMU had the best record in the
state.
It is not even about that. It's not even about that with me. It's about that monies could be filtered into the communities to do some things that need to be done. We have a housing issue. We have an issue where we got these kids bringing these guns to school, and you need some kind of programs that you all cut off that now we don't have. That money could be filtered into the community. Why are y'all worried about FSU Stadium? Come on, y'all.
Go to TCC, Tallahassee Community College. That needs some of that money. Florida A&M University, that needs some of that money. Kim, you said it right, Miss Black. You got houses. If you go down to the north side right now, that part of the community has been overlooked. It's a food desert all around Tallahassee. You got to be in the right place to get a decent meal at any time of the day.
Yeah.
It don't make sense to give it to somebody it's like you already got the money, but I'm gonna give you more money because I don't want you to use your
money. If they got the money to pay those coaches, what they pay those coaches, the boosters. I'm talking about the boosters. If you got the money to pay those coaches, what you pay them coaches. If you got the money to be slipping them a car every now and then, to drive the lease so they can, man, why you need the money to take from the whole community and say, if they weak, we're going to give you the $27 million and it's going to create jobs and opportunities.
What jobs?
But for how long? You're not going to be renovating a doggone stadium for no 5, 6 to 10 years. That stadium going to be renovated within a year and a half tops. Then where you leave in the community?
See, and that's the thing.
It was, just for clarity, it was 10 million.
Oh, for FAMU?
They get almost triple than what we get
from the Renaissance project.
But they almost triple what they get. They're gonna give FSU almost triple what they give FAMU.
And then to bring it into perspective, FAMU is way overdue for that stadium. That stadium, the stadium. Again, we still playing in it because it's what we always do. We take whatever we can take and we make it till we make it great. That's what it is.
But, hey. Let's not forget, and you can do your research. 5, 6, 7 years ago, it was either Dodge or Coca-Cola offered to build Florida A&M a brand new stadium, complete with field house and everything else. But no, them dumb Negroes said, nah, if it's not called Bragg Memorial Stadium, we don't want it. So it's not, they could have had a brand new stadium, but they wanted naming rights. Now, you can do your research on this as well. In 7 years, you can rename that stadium whatever you wanted to. You
So
could have called it, huh?
So
It
in
could have
other
been,
words,
yeah, it could have been Coca-Cola Stadium for 7 years, and you could have changed it back.
Well, you know, it's I get what you're saying, JT, but I'm also thinking of a good example, Michael Jackson. He owned his name. Prince, that's your boy. Prince is your boy. He owned his name. He owned his music. He wasn't selling that for not even a day, not even a second will he give his name away to anybody. And if that's your name and that's your brand, it's like Kunta Kinte. They want to change your name, Kunta. Don't sell it.
That stadium could have been Coca-Cola Stadium at Bragg Field. They could have been happy with that.
I would say that. Let's come to a compromise. But again, if that's not the case and you want to keep your namesake, you keep your namesake. There's no amount of money that Prince would have taken. I mean, he even changed his name to a symbol so that he could own all of the rights to everything. That fight went so far that, man, that's some of the things that we have to cultivate even now. We got to say, this is ours. We own it. We develop it.
And it had to be a
problem.
little deeper than that.
There's a different problem here with the 27 million. The 27 million is coming from you and me.
Taxpayers.
Exactly. That's the difference. That's the problem.
Everybody ain't into FSU. That's not what we was paying that money for. It wasn't to give. I'm listening.
Look at Lisa just talking about give some money to the kids.
That's right. That money could have been built. What about the Boys and Girls Club? What about the Boys and Girls Club?
Right.
What about the YMCA?
Ain't no YMCA no more. That's gone.
Ain't no YMCA no more.
What about the Palmer Monroe Teen Center?
Thank you.
You know,
all these nonprofit agencies that could have been used for these monies for these kids around here, and you want to give it for that. It is when I first came about, it never made sense to me. It's never going to make sense to me because the boosters, y'all have money, and then FSU have budget and millions and millions of dollars in different budget pots for that stadium. Mm-hmm. Why is it that you want the community to upgrade that stadium that's not beneficial to the whole community?
Right.
And half of the people in Tallahassee never stepped foot in that stadium.
And then the thing that gets me too is, okay, so FAMU got 10 million. I probably wouldn't have, I still have a little bit of a problem. But okay, if you want to give 10 million, if you want to match it, if you want to be fair, I get that. But you want to get them 3 times?
3 times. That's a slap in the face to FAMU.
3 times.
But again, it's a slap in the face to the community.
It is.
Because again, you have the money. It's like, okay, I'm gonna give it to Lisa because Lisa don't got it.
Right.
But I'm not gonna give it to you, Black, because Black, you got it. But you don't want to use what you got. You want to use what we got.
That's right.
That's
and your last name Black.
Just all messed up. I'm Black. My name last Black. I just got all kind of things going wrong. But at the same time, it really, to me, I'm just like, y'all was not thinking about Tallahassee as a whole.
No.
I'm not saying not give them anything, but I'm saying don't wipe the slate clean.
Yes.
Don't make it so uneven to where it's so noticeable that you're creating this outcry because it's unfair.
And here's the crazy part, because already the state gives Florida State a whole lot more money than they give FAMU.
Oh, a whole lot.
Level.
FAMU could be performing better on the matrix, on the performing matrix, and they're still still gonna give FSU more money.
And I commend both schools, but again, let's go with fair is fair. You know what I mean? Again, let's look at the equity. When we talk about equity all the time, we did diversity. We talk about that all the time. Okay, let's not talk about it, but let's be about it, right?
Yeah.
And if we are, again, this is going back to the community leaders. Now, these are the people you voted for.
I'm looking at some of them, and I'm like, y'all
Like,
was just a
hold on a
waste.
second.
Throw the whole commissioners away.
So let's talk commissioners and figure out. And I know sometimes you got to pander and you got to work both sides so that you can make it work. But this is probably one of those times where we needed to see more than what we're seeing.
Yeah.
So that for you to make that decision, I need to see why. Like, how did you get
true leadership? That's what we needed to see for the community. We needed to see true, honest leadership. Those things that you all ran your campaigns on, we needed to see that. We did not see that in a lot of people who said that they were going to do things to better the community. You did not better the community. Florida State is not the monopoly on the community.
Nope.
You did nothing to help the community. Those little minute jobs is going to last a year and a half. Will not sustain the community. We're going to go back to being with jobless, homeless, increasing in the homelessness. You don't have no affordable housing for single families. You're giving it all to the students anyway. You're not even thinking about the families. Tallahassee is a transitional city. It's a transitional city. But for those who make it home, want to make it home, you have virtually made it almost impossible for them to make it home because you've priced things out of the way and you've removed so many resources it's hard for them to live and survive.
Yeah.
But I ran my campaign and said, I'm going to help the community. I'm going to do this for the community.
It sounds like you're running the campaign right now, Miss Black.
Miss Black.
It sounds like you're running the campaign now.
Hey, I'll vote for Miss Black.
I love my people. You love FSU. You didn't love the people.
Well, and again, it's not. Say that again, JT.
Can I be on your campaign?
Sure.
JT's gonna be the campaign manager.
You gonna get some votes.
hey, I'm gonna say this.
But listen, I'm telling you.
Don't let JT be the campaign treasurer because he might be out of there.
Nah, we ain't
got nobody. We just gonna use YouTube and Kitchen Talk. We gonna share it on social media 50 million times. That's what we gonna do. We ain't got no money. And that's my whole thing when I sit back and I look at some of them, and most of the advocates that used to advocate so hard for the different parts of the community in Tallahassee, y'all got hush mouth. Y'all not saying nothing. You're not as loud and boisterous as you've been in the past.
Well, no, I disagree with that. NAACP.
No, I'm not talking about the NAACP. Okay. I'm not talking about the NAACP.
The commissioners.
I'm talking about those commissioners. I'm talking about county and state. I mean, county and city commission.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You're right.
Oh, you rose up again.
But she was telling the truth. I mean, at the end of the day, these are the people that we entrust to make the best decision, not for one constituent, but for the city as a whole. So,
but we see that. I mean, we see that from the top down. Once they get in office, it is personal agendas. I have rarely seen a politician that really makes policy for the people. Very rarely.
Well, I disagree. I think the policy is for the people, but they construe the policies, right? So that they could take full advantage. That's what I think happens. They change it up so that it, like you said, it's self-gratification.
Yeah.
But I do want to put that out. There are some people out here who are really fighting for what's right. And hopefully, I think they made the decision today. Or no, tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
No, I think it's today.
It's today. Oh, I gotta look that up.
I don't know what they decided, but I think it was today.
Yeah,
Man,
but
y'all want to build this junk for build a stadium for somebody that
you already got a stadium.
they ain't going to no bowl game, but y'all want to have a new stadium. Oh my God.
That is some craziness. But you know what? That's the world we live in, and every time we think we done took some steps, we get to see that we really haven't.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why we have to continue to fight.
We do, absolutely.
Right? And some people are, oh, we've been fighting. We got to continue to fight. It's not something that you do one day and you stop.
Yeah,
we got to continue to search for the people that believes in the people, that believes in the community, that says, hey, it's about us, not about me, type of thing, right? We don't even look long term. Like there's a Chinese saying that they have a vision for 100 years. We barely have a vision for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, what we gonna do? They're already 100 years ahead. Think about how they're gonna live, how their kids are gonna live, how their kids are gonna live.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We need to get into the mindset of not just today,
right?
Not just next year, but for the next 5, 10, 20, 100 years. What is FAMU gonna look like? What is Southside gonna look like? What is Tallahassee gonna look like?
Yeah.
So we need that type of leadership that has that sight beyond sight piece. It's okay. It's not just about me, but it's about the people that we're leaving behind, our community.
That's the community has been left.
Yeah.
The community.
Well, look, we are like right at the 1 hour.
Ooh, let's talk about guns. Can we talk about guns right quick? Come on. It's all suicide. The 20 million.
Oh, we gotta talk about that.
Hey, Tim, turn your phone off.
So
turn your radio down. Turn your radio down.
Black, you hit it because that's a national news and local news all at the same time.
Wait, because them giving FSU them $27 million just shot the community in the foot. So let's talk about guns.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Y'all heard the latest today? 2 males, 17-year-olds, Gobby High School, don't attend Gobby High School, but you're on Gobby High School, and they done found the gun.
At Gobby?
Oh, yes.
What?
But you don't go to the school, but you found the gun.
You do not go to the school. You all drive. You and your friend drive separate cars. You come on Gobby's campus like you are students. People don't recognize you. Somebody alerted, the security got alerted. So they grab you because you tried to run. And then they go search the cars and they found an unloaded gun in one of them. Why are you on Gobby's campus and stolen cars? I forgot to tell y'all that they had stole the cars.
Oh Lord.
So that's you're up to no good. You're up. Let me tell y'all something. I worked for the Leon County School Board for over 15 years before I came to FAMU.
Jesus take the wheel.
I worked at Second Chance all 15 of those years. There is nothing under the sun that I have not seen for these kids. To razor blades being toted in the mouth by the girls, to guns. I've seen it all. I worked on a task force called 50 Large. It was a gang task force.
I remember that.
And we had all different kind of people on this task force.
Yeah.
When I tell you the community had a better hold on gang activity and guns and violence situations with these teenagers back then compared to what they have now. Because guess what? You had kids that really didn't want to be a part of the game. But they was a part of the game because family members were. They were a part of the game because they needed somewhere to or somebody to belong to feel like they're a family. But they didn't really want that atmosphere and that, so they would be a part of the 50 Large to try to change their lives.
Yeah.
Going back to the 27 million, they stopped program. That program was reaching. It was reaching the kids.
And that was one of many. You talk about Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
All of
those. Talk about Kappas. The Kappa League, you talking about lamp lighters.
That's a different entity. But the Divine Nine and sororities and fraternities, their outreach, that's a different entity.
But those outreaches need the money too.
what I'm saying is you took from something that you based and built from Leon County schools for Leon County students to have a better life. You took it and you discarded it when it starts showing some effect to it.
Yep.
When it started working, y'all,
Right.
and they started seeing the changes,
Oh,
they
yep.
took and did away with that program. Now you have nothing but AMI. You had, you know, at one point, Tallahassee was the #1 spot for juvenile residential offender facilities. You had 2 at the airport. You had Tallahassee Marine Institute.
Yep.
You had this village for boys and girls too.
Yep.
You had Pace Center for girls. At one point, Tallahassee was, quote unquote, the Mecca for juvenile justice programs. They have eliminated so many programs that was changing some of our kids. Why won't y'all funnel that money back into those type programs? And I'm going to talk about my Divine Nine. They're doing the best they can with the resources they have. Yes, they can use some of those dollars to help with their programs. They can use some of those dollars. But it's not just it's everybody can use some of the money in that $27,000 pot, $1 million pot. I changed it, $1 million pot that can help our community at large. That can help our future. Those the kids that's getting in trouble now, those are that's our future.
That's the future. That's what I said.
That is our future.
Got people who are thinking 100 years.
We're not investing in our future. And I ain't just talking about, I'm not just talking about African American kids.
No,
y'all would be amazed at how many non-African American kids are being caught up in the same thing.
Same problem.
Their parents are doing everything in the world that they can. I'm talking about mortgaging houses, selling cars, selling wedding bands for their children not to come into the same kind of system.
Same problem.
Our children. Did you over at Rickers, big fight?
Yeah, I weigh 20 people. Y'all
having big fight. Gobby's having a lot of fights. They're having a lot of fights. There is something, and trust me, it ain't just no fights about. People can say what they want to say, and I've been around a long time. That ain't just no he say, she say stuff. That ain't just no she messing with my man stuff. That ain't no he tried me stuff. Y'all, that's undercover. Some of that is undercover gang activity.
Right.
That's going on right in the noses in these high schools. And y'all, man, come on. Don't get me started.
You're right.
Undercover gang stuff, racism, all of that type of stuff, man. And I mean, don't think about it. It's a video that's going around right now.
Shade Room. 2 boys from Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln High School talking about kill all the niggers. Like, come on now.
Yes. And that's what I wanted to get into right there, because again, there's an undercurrent that we need to take advantage of and say, hey, we could change some of this stuff. And Ms. Black, there's a lot of people, you're right, that are actually working. They're working to change it, but their resources are limited. And these are the people you need to help.
And they're going to the government. They're asking and they're requesting funds, and you're telling them that there are no funds. You're telling them that it's not in the budget. We can't do this. We can't do that. Come on. I don't even care. I run Big Ben. I don't care if it's Big Ben organization. I don't care if it's I-9. I don't care if it's an AAU team. You gotta put back into these programs that can put into our kids.
Ms. Black, I can't tell you how many times I heard that. Just for shit. Hey, Mr. Morse, we love what you're doing, but we don't got the funds.
We don't have the funds. But you have the funds to funnel into foolishness. Like
nice cushion seats. The nice seats, not the cricket seats.
Or you deciding that you're going to give you all bonuses.
Come on now. We got to do better. We got to do better. Because you're right. It is our future that we're really fighting for.
It is our future. And it does start at home. But if I'm a parent and I never had that, I don't know. I started parenting early. I'm speaking of hypothetical. And I never had someone to show me exactly how to parent, and I'm too busy trying to be my child's friend, because first of all, I had them when I was a child, so I'm half his or her age. They 13, I'm 26.
Right.
When I haven't had that, you cannot expect a parent to teach somebody different when they haven't had it. They haven't
They
seen
hadn't
it.
learned. Yeah.
You can't teach somebody what they haven't learned when they've been in poverty all of their lives. You know, you got generations right now living in Holt Street projects because they've been there all their life.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't been anywhere else.
Man, listen, I've heard people say that's the only place they feel comfortable.
That's right.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah.
And I've worked for just about every Title I school. So I've seen, that's like Miss Black, I've seen so much. But I've gone to some of my students' houses.
Yeah.
And they're like, here's my mama's double wide, and mine is gonna be right there next to her.
Well,
on a dirt road.
Ain't wrong with a double wide now on a piece of land now.
On a dirt road in 2020.
In the country, dirt roads now. Don't do that.
Come on now.
Listen,
got 27 million. You can put some roads down.
If you own the land, then I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Come on, Miss Black.
Yeah, you own the land. I don't care
if you own the land, you can put whatever you want on it.
Right. They don't even own the land. You don't own the land.
Wait a minute. Yes,
I own mine.
Some of them do.
Some of them do, but not all of them do. Some of them are renting the land to stay on the land. So it's not even it's the same thing like the projects. We're gonna let you stay, but again, we could do better. We got to start thinking further. How do we put ourselves in a better position? And it starts with our education. You got a lot of these students who are not graduating. The two that came up to the school, they probably went to Gabi and then finished, and now they back.
No, they go to somewhere. They go to other Leon County schools.
So
they I'm saying school for today to go over there and disrupt somebody else's school. And I don't care what nobody says.
No matter what school they was at, they wasn't going to finish no school. Because if you were about your business, you wouldn't even have been over there. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you have a lot of and it's not a small amount. There's a lot of kids who should be graduating, and they're not. They're not going to technical school. They're not learning a skill. So now what are they going to do? Rob, kill, and steal. Because at some point you're going to get hungry. And they got guns. So what you going to do? That's the problem. That's what we face. And again, we have programs. We got TCC. We have programs that we need to get the funding for, so we could put them on an alternative track to say, hey, if this is not your road, it's okay. You could go and do something else. We have something for you. They got to be doing something. And that's the problem.
They is doing something. It's just something that don't matter, don't add up to nothing.
It's only by the grace of God that we didn't have a shooting at that school.
Yeah.
But this has been an ongoing issue. Do you know this past football season, what is that, Gabi and Rickards?
Yes.
They usually
one of my favorite games.
They usually fight to the death.
Right. And ain't with no fight.
There was not, when you got the sheriff to come, Black, I know they're gonna be fighting. I know y'all better have security out there because they talk about it. They read it. Guess what? But you know what? It's been going on for years. You know why it's been going on for years? Because my mama and daddy and them did this, and this is normal for us to do. Right. My cousin them did this. Right. We don't like that school, so that's our rival school. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna fight. This was the most peacefulest game.
Right.
I'll never listen.
In years, not one fight.
I remember being at the concession stand and the freaking sheriff sprayed the pepper spray in the air, and I just got hit.
Yeah.
Just got hit just for being at the concession stand. Yeah. It was always a fight at that game. I have all my time in going to that game. I have never been. This is my first time going. And it was not a fight. Miss Black is absolutely correct.
It was so many people, so many kids that didn't even attend these schools were there. But when
Rickards bring out the city.
Yeah. And when I tell you, I was so proud of Leon County Sheriff Department, because you know how they get the conjugating and they talking, because you know they plotting. They was breaking it up. They was they were on it. Sergeant Cedric Troutman and his team. They were on it. I was so proud of them. I usually stay away from that game because the first time I went, it was just pure chaos, and I could not take that. I went to that game just to see what was going to happen. I done had a couple of students picked up, but that's the lady that told on us right there.
That's the snitch. Yes, ma'am. That's me.
Look,
That's
and
me.
try me if you want to, because I got something that gonna hold you.
Right.
And it ain't what Jen said. I got something on me at all times.
Hey, Miss
Oh,
Black,
Lord.
Miss Black was walking around with her what they used to call her hall monitor thing in elementary school.
I was what they call it, the patrol, hall patrol.
Yeah. Yes.
Ready for my ice cream social at the end of the year.
Hey,
You got your little cake and some juice.
for snitching.
Oh man, we know we could do so much better. We can. And it goes back to education. It goes back to us sharing with the students what rivalry really means and what community really means.
Right.
Because just because you live on the other side of town, you still in my community.
Yeah, we still here together.
We still here together. Something
Outside, no
happened.
side.
When the hurricane came, everybody lights was out.
Everybody.
And
Look,
everybody
if people
helping
were
each
traveling
other.
from one end of town to the next. You got lights. Okay, we coming over there. I know
We coming
what I was
over
gonna
to
do.
cook, to wash your face and everything else. But you know, this is what I'm talking about. We don't need to wait for danger. We need to start building that even now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That this is a community, our community. This is where the 27 needs to go. This is where our money needs to go back into.
Yeah.
Because we working for it. We put it in. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense.
But you definitely, again, go back to voting and making sure we getting the right people in place.
Every time, Lisa.
And apparently we being hoodwinked at some point because we thinking we might be voting for some right people and we still not. So
well, again,
I just feel like they just flipping the script. Like I'm like, what are you gaining out of this? Because you cannot tell me that you're going so far against the community like you're going against the community and you're not gaining anything. Come on, because what you have lost though is the confidence of the community, knowing that you're going to have their best interests at heart. That's what you've lost.
yeah.
So that's the other piece of this is that you got to also look at the other side of the fence. And people be like, Morris, you always do this. Yeah, I got to look at both sides. I got to understand why they were pandering, why this was going on, why you made those decisions, because there could be more to the story than what we know.
Then we need to know.
We need to know. It's not always easy.
Be transparent.
It's not always easy to be the boss. You know, I want to be the man. And
I
then
get
you the
that.
man.
I get that. And whatever decision you make, I get that. Whatever
let
decision
the people know.
Be man enough to stand up and say, "This is why I made that decision."
And my thing is, stop messing with the church's money.
What you mean? The money that was in the
I'm messing with that.
Ain't that what they say? You done messed up real bad. What they say? You done messed with the church's money.
Yeah.
Don't stop messing with the people money.
The money that was in the bathroom, huh?
I'm messing with the church's
Oh
money.
Lord, JT, it is really time to go now for real.
JT going in the wall. JT going to find it.
That's what you call funny money for real, right there.
Thank you.
Listen, you know what? We could probably go on and on.
No, we can't, because I got some other pork chops on my stove.
And I got work to do myself. So
I cook me some smothered pork chop because I deserve a meal after today.
Man.
Yes, you do. And tomorrow.
Oh, I ain't had no smothered pork chops in
Well,
a
I cooked them
minute.
so good. You could look.
You know what? I don't want to hear about it, Kim, if you ain't bringing me none.
That's how they
I'm
do.
not bringing you some tomorrow because I'm sick for tomorrow. About 11 o'clock.
Already.
Listen,
It's graduation Friday. You would not catch me slipping at FAMU.
It is.
I'm
I got
running.
to be there.
Listen, I'm running.
Well, I'll be there because I'm stage managing. So,
Oh, you're so nice. Oh,
so yeah, it's one of my loves. So,
I'm gonna go see the vendor. He set up the day.
listen, this has been Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversations that
Conversations that cook. If you are watching us on YouTube, you can hit that subscribe button. If you're watching us on Facebook, hit the like button. Never miss another show. These are just great people that hang out with us in the kitchen like that. Kim Black, the parent snitch, the woman in the know. We just call on her and be like, come on the show and let's talk about what's going on.
Like some of y'all topics be having me hot and bothered, but anyway.
I know. And
hey, I gotta leave y'all with this one.
Kitchen. It get hot in the kitchen.
Out fresh out of the presses, so I got to drop it. They did pass it.
I'm going to Facebook. I'm going to Facebook.
They're gonna try to vote it down again in February. So there's still time to vote it down in February, but they did pass it. So
wow,
you may need to call your local officials.
And it's crazy. Some of them same people that was voted for were some of the same people that voted against FAMU even getting some money.
Thank you.
I was like, I was looking at the list. I was like, well, I don't eat the swine, my sister, but
I got some rice and beans for you. Rice and beans.
All right, I got them. Yeah. Give me some of that gravy. I eat some of that rice and gravy now. But yeah, I was like, are you serious? When I saw the list of the people that voted against FAMU receiving any money, it was some of the main people that were voted for and talked. I was like, oh my God.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the kitchen talk. It stays hot and spicy every single time.
We just turned on another burner.
And see, that's because that's what friends do. That is what he does. I'm trying to wrap up the show, and here he goes.
Have a good night. See you next week. Same time, same place.